Hello Planet Zoo adventurers, we are back again. Episode 6 of really how hard can it be in Planet Zoo. And before we get into that, a quick shout out on screen to Kitbat Luger, who has been following the series. I really hope you're enjoying it. Now then, how hard can it be in Planet Zoo? Well, let me tell you, it's bloody hard. It's bloody hard in Planet Zoo. So we've been looking at guest feedback. You can see some of the guest feedback on here as we go around. And we thought we were making sort of, you know, some decent progress. We quite liked our Africa area. I think it's probably the Safari Drive, which is our first one. The Safari Ride was arguably a bit of a disaster, to be perfectly honest with you, and it's going to have to be changed. But we are now going to start a revamp of the park already. I know it's only episode 6, but we're going to start a revamp of the park. And we're going to start by having some scenery here down in the Africa area, particularly an African entrance, and then some kind of scenery as we go up. And the reason we're going to do this is we want to see whether the guest opinions change before the next sort of episode, before we go through the next episode and decide exactly what we need to do with Planet Coaster. So we're going to build a lovely entrance here. We're going to theme along the front. We're going to have a nice little Africa sign. And then, yeah, really go from there. I think we're going to have to make some wholesale changes to the park. And that's what we're certainly going to be looking at, starting doing this episode and then planning for future. Going just obviously in front of you as you enter the park, the areas are going to start to merge, and we don't want them to, you know, I think unlike Planet Coaster where you can have massive gaps in between things and you have to walk, you know, Alton Towers springs to mind where, you know, you don't mind walking through the theming and through a bit of the gardens and things. You know, with a zoo game, that's not really the case. It really does need to flow from kind of area to area, exhibit to exhibit without too much in the middle. You know, we're not looking so much Animal Kingdom as we are kind of typical British zoo. So we are going to have to really start to enclose these areas and make it look like you are going between things. So that's what we're going to do here. Sort out this Africa area. In this episode, we're going to go right the way down to the back, probably down to the monorail. I'm not sure if we'll have time to do the monorail, but we'll try and do the monorail and try and get the whole Africa area done in this episode. We are going to pause the game. I know I said I don't particularly like pausing the game, but I think it's going to be very, very difficult to actually theme an area and get it all up and running without pausing the game. So as you can see here, we're going to use the typical kind of wetlands, grassland sort of area, and indeed the African theme as well to build this entrance. The letters are fairly generic, to be fair. I think they can be used and will be used for all entrances that we build, but they are colourable, so we can colour them to a nice brown, and it kind of looks like a beautiful African area. I'll put a few rocks in. We'll stick a roof on this as well. There we go, right the way across there. Fill in the back bit a little bit better. What have we got? Let's have a look. There we go, we're going to stick some rocks right the way across here to kind of enclose it. As I said, I don't think with Planet Zoo that you need to do the mass detail which you do with Planet Coaster, but I did notice a lovely little waterfall feature earlier, so we're going to rock this out now with a couple of different types of rock. And we're going to go up a bit and we're going to have a little waterfall just as you walk into the Africa area. And I think when we do some more exhibits going forward as well, we want to be doing that. We do know in the new update that the rocks won't actually be part of the animals biome, so you'll be able to put rocks in there, which means building waterfalls and things will be a lot easier. At the moment, if you put a rock in there that the animal's not used to, even though you think it looks good, it's obviously going to go against it and will have an unhappy animal. But yeah, I think the waterfalls, I think they look so much better than what they do in Planet Coaster, to be honest with you. So we'll put them in, we'll put a few splashes at the bottom as well, and then of course we will put some shrubbery around it. And it'll just give a lovely walk in as you kind of come in. We're going to enclose all of this, really make it feel like you're, you know, walking in the African plains. It's not really going to feel like that, but you know what I mean. It's definitely going to feel like we could be doing that. And this is the big problem, this generator here, this is a big, big problem. But what we are going to do is we are going to kind of enclose this. We are going to put it a little bit underground and just put a cover over the front. Apparently it won't make any difference and guests still won't like it, but they won't be able to see it, which is a little bit annoying. We do need to put some more shops in as well. One of the biggest guest ones, if you saw at the beginning, was the fact that there's long queues for shops. So we need to put some more shops in and some more toilets in. We'll do some up this end and we will also do some down at the bottom end as well. And we'll get those open immediately, because you know people are wanting to use them, and it just seems stupid not having the money to do it. We're going to put a nice little area over here as well, so I think we're going to extend this viewing area here. So we'll stick another gate in there, and then we're going to build around here and have a nice sort of African elephant section. Although you can see them from the bottom end, there's quite a few people gathering up this top end, so I think not having an education centre up here would be a bit useless. And of course, it will give somewhere else for our people to view the animals and indeed bring them up here as well. Because at the moment, as we said, not many people are coming across the bridge because not a lot look at the other side. This will change that and give another shelter area as well, because rain keeps coming. We'll probably be expecting some more snow. So it will give a nice sheltered area for our people. Now, the building we're going to use is the building we've used kind of all around, sort of like the mud looking walls. Does it, you know, what we probably describe as a typical African looking area, which indeed the game has. We're going to make sure there's some benches up here. We're going to put some benches in here as well so people can grab their food and they can sit and look at the elephants, as well as obviously have some shelter, because it seems to be really important in this game. And I think as the zoo expands now, the kind of things we've learned over these first 5 episodes is that shelter is needed. People want shelter, they want education. We'll put the speakers in, we're going to stick a couple of these boards in showing different things, and of course we're going to stick these to the wall this time. Rather than having them on stands, we're going to stick these to the wall. Then people will be able to look at them as they pass by and as they sit down. There are some lovely pre-built sort of items in here, but we're not going to use those. We're going to put the elephant family here, which we've also got down the bottom end. So people that come up here, they can actually have a look at this bit first, perhaps before making their way down the bottom end. Some may not even make their way down the bottom end, to be fair. They might just walk around to the ride. We'll put a sign at the front as well for the elephants, put a couple of windows across to just make the building look, you know, kind of a realistic looking building, even though we don't particularly need windows on it and it's nothing really inside. But elephant signs are on. We're going to put a nice little thatch roof over. I do love this thatch roof. I think it works so much better than the one in Planet Coaster. I think it looks really, really incredible and just fits together so much better. And we'll stick that all the way around, and that is pretty much area done. Area done for the elephants. This is the little elephant enclosure here. I think we'll put some of these. I quite like these going up there. Leave it quite open for people to walk in and out, and then people can see it from a distance, which is really, really nice. We've got the shops ready to open. I'll stick a little Jeep in there. Yeah, it's one of the bits. I think actually we'll stick this down here. Yeah, I think now we've seen it, we'll stick it down there. Doesn't really fit here. This is one of the signs. I don't know if you can put arrows in. So, no. So what I'm trying to do is put one of the little sort of little sort of arrows, but you can't write it. You can't write arrows on there just to point people in the other direction to go under. We're going to have to forget about that on the sign front. Stick a couple of elephants on, and yeah, really happy with that building. They're really happy with what's going on inside. No issues with them at the moment. And it really has tartaned up that area. We are going to need to put some shrubbery in as well. We'll remove that, and I believe we'll build up around here. And I think when we go into the next area, we might not go from this bit. I think we'll go from sort of the entrance area and bring it round, and then go from kind of here where we are now. I think we'll go from here down into the new area. So this bit will be quite enclosed. We'll get some shrubbery around here. We'll get some trees as well. As you can see, we're changing the terrain to make sure it sort of fits with the area rather than having long grass everywhere. We won't have the long grass everywhere. We'll change it to some sand and rock and really sort of enclose this bit off as we go across here right the way up to the car. A few little shrubbery, little bushes around. There we go, and we'll pop those in there. A little bit of colour, a couple of rocks around, nothing too major, just sort of slightly overlapping the path. People shouldn't climb on them. It's a game after all, they definitely shouldn't climb on them. A couple around the back. Yep, really happy with that, really happy with that, really happy with that entrance. Loving that, loving that, loving that. Now this is definitely a problematic area. So we're going to enclose this. I can't see how it doesn't make a difference, but it doesn't. And then we're going to pop these across here. We'll pop a door, pop that up. Try and find a nice bit of shrubbery which might lean over the top. Not really sure what's going to lean over the top. There we go. We'll pop those along there. And off we go. Yeah. So people still aren't liking it. They're not liking this one as well. We've got a little archway to this one. What's going on here? No, they're alright, they're alright. This is the problem, you see, as soon as you hit play again, all hell breaks loose. How many have we got? We've only got 5 in there at the moment. That's not too bad. Let's get rid of a couple of those. Just keep a breeding ones. So the main female has just died. That's what's just died. So we'll get a new female in there to go with the male. And off we go. So this is what we've done with this bit, and over here, this generator is an issue. Now, the problem is we need to have this generator. People still don't like this one as well. I suppose you can see it as you walk past. Okay, we're gonna have to make a decision what to do with this. So I think what we'll do is because it's the game, we're just gonna put this over there because the engineer will walk through it. I think when we hit the engineer, yeah, he just will walk through the wall. So we'll put it through the wall. And as we said, it's not actually gonna make any difference because the guests still know it's there at the moment. I'm hoping that's changed in an update, a future update, but the guests know it's there at the moment. We'll close this, we'll have to close this in as well. There we go, we're gonna close that in. So it does seem no matter what we do with these facilities, they can see them. They can see the facilities if they're within a certain radius. So we are gonna just block them off for now because we don't know whether it's gonna be addressed in a future update. I don't believe it is, to be honest. I think it's just a case of that's how it is, which is a real shame. So for the moment, we're gonna block them off just so it looks pleasing on the eye, but we're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to completely renovate this area, undoubtedly, because that water one that people are looking at, we can't do anything with. At the end of the day, it goes for the elephant housing. You know, we're going to start building some new areas, and when they've got to, you know, facilities have got to be behind. So we're quickly tighten up this Africa area now, so we try and, you know, get rid of a few complaints, because a lot of people do moan about the scenery, so try and get rid of a few complaints. And you're going to see us through something very different in the next episode. The next episode is going to see us branch out from this into an Asia area with some pandas and other animals as well. This is quite a short one, this one, but I can assure you now we've started building it, and you're going to see something much better as we kind of got used to the game and really stop experimenting and just get on with it. Thank you for joining us today. Please make sure you join us for the next episode. It's going to be very different.